All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with my man DJ Mike Relm.
What up?
What up? Damn, man. Thanks for coming through.
Dude, I just want to first of all apologize for all the delays for this. We were supposed to do this like months ago.
Oh, I know. Hey, but that's what happens when you have a busy schedule, man.
True.
So I'm really, really happy
yeah.
for you.
Thank you.
That
Thank
you. So where'd you come from? A reason why we had to reschedule.
Yeah, well, I was in London, I think a few weeks ago, but I mean, at the time that we were supposed to record, I forgot what I was doing, but something came up.
Right.
And then, you were nice enough to say, yeah, it's all good. And
Yeah.
here we are.
Here we are. So, welcome, man. Welcome to the police sirens in the back.
They're here for us.
They're here.
I feel so safe.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. So, we're here at my shop, Red Sounds. So
This is a dope shop. Anybody who's listening really should stop by.
Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. So we just shut it down just for Mike Relm.
Damn.
Shut it down. It's about noon, around noontime right now. So we're going to make it happen. I told you, I'll make it happen for you.
Leaving money on the table here.
So you were gone, London. How often do you travel? Do you travel a lot?
I travel quite a bit. There was one point in my life that it was like, I would say for maybe 7 years straight, I was just on tour, like tour to tour. And that was, I didn't really have like a place that I lived.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
I like this better. Like right now, we do just a lot of like, we'll go out for like a week or two at a time. And I'll spend some time doing something. It's definitely not as crazy as that schedule was. But yeah, I'm out, 3-4 times a month.
So are you in like some kind of agency like that books you and stuff, or this is all?
No, this is just, it's all self done. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. It wasn't always like that though. Just like
Yeah.
I've gone through different phases, in my career where I've had a manager, had an agent, had multiple agents doing, because they do different territories and
Right.
stuff like that. But now it's just like the way the world communicates has changed so much that like somebody, I'm not Drake. I don't need a team of, 500 people. You know what I mean? Like So like right now I'm able to like, take care of that stuff on my own,
Right.
which I'm pretty fortunate to be able to do.
So my question to you is, because I know you do high-end profile, gigs. So when you do those gigs, are you actually bringing your gear, or is this something where you have to request it and then they get it for you, kind of thing?
It's all requested. I can't remember the last time I had to bring. I used to travel with my turntables because when I would just go out, it was a time when like this is like maybe like 2004, 2005 ish, where for some reason I just wasn't able to get turntables at every venue. So I was like, well, I'm gonna be out for 2 months anyways. I'll just bring it with me, dude. And that was when like I hadn't converted to Serato yet.
Oh, really?
So I was carrying crates too.
Oh, shoot.
And then I would have to fly some places too.
And you had to pay the extra luggage.
Yeah. At one point I was like, why am I like I could pay for like 3 people to fly with me at this rate. Like it got crazy. Like once in a while, like
Damn.
I could kind of like if I got the right ticketing person, usually like an older woman who I knew like, oh, she probably has a son about my age. So like I'll go and be like, I'm just doing this thing for like it's for college and like I'm just kind of doing this for fun. Like we're just bringing records around and stuff. They're like, it's fine.
It's
go
fine.
Ahead. Yeah.
And
But,
this is not, when you say crates, what we're talking about is the ATA flight cases,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Not milk crates. Like
Not milk
when you're
crates.
flying, it's locked up. It's an extra like 10, 15 pounds on top of that, right?
Oh yeah. Like everything would be overweight.
Oh yeah, no, I imagine. Yeah.
So I would have like the cart, the airport, cart thing, like just piled with my luggage and like crates and gear because your mixers and turntables. I was like, dude, there's got to be a better way. And luckily, like later on,
Serato.
I integrated with Serato, and that was huge. That saved so much time and energy and my back. And I got to a point where I was able to get turntables, working turntables. I still travel with my mixer a lot of the time because that's the one thing that I feel like most like a rental. It's such a crapshoot,
Right.
whether the fader is nice or not.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times it'll just be like just
So you still like, say
stiff.
for example, like this weekend's gig, you would bring your mixer in this case? Or?
Yeah, especially when it's like one that I actually care about. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
I'll
okay.
bring it because it's
So
like
at least the mixer.
yeah.
At
If
least.
especially if I know I'm gonna be like scratching and performing, like for the most part, which is most of the time I am. So I need the faders to feel nice.
Right.
know.
Exactly. So what mixer are you using right now?
The S9,
S9.
Pioneer S9. Yeah.
Cool. Any mods on those?
No, I never really felt
Really?
the need to mod. Yeah. What would you mod it with?
Oh, I mean, just maybe the fader or anything like that, like inno faders in it, or no, just stock.
No, it's stock. I
That's cool.
Is there a better fader? Like that fader is pretty.
No,
pretty
it's dope. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is a stock fader that I have in here.
I like that you can change the
The
tension
tension.
on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So how long you been on that S9?
I actually got on it pretty late. I think like last year.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really late.
Yeah.
So what did you use before that?
I was on the Rain 62.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that's a big
Yeah.
jump.
I'm very late to adopt new technology like that because like I get so used to it. It's an instrument. So it's
Right.
like, I got to have the right, I know exactly what to expect from it,
Yeah.
in terms of like feel and just what it does. And, that's the thing with gear. I mean, I love technology, but like when you're on stage and it kind of just has to be all second nature, like it takes a while for me to like integrate something new,
I still use a VCI 380 by Vestex. So they don't
Oh, wow.
support it.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like I haven't jumped to a Pioneer or a Denon, like the new ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's just more compact. It does everything I want it to do, and I
Yeah.
kind of like know it by heart. What, like you said, what to expect out of it.
Yeah.
So, for me, there's no need for me to upgrade yet.
Yeah, yeah.
It does. I maybe when it's officially like no updates, nothing, like doesn't plug in, like say the OS on the Mac updates and you can't read it. Then
that's a big one.
At that point, I'll probably have to like change my controller.
Yeah. I remember when I bought a new computer, it wouldn't load Scratch Live.
Oh yeah,
So I was like, well, I guess this is time to upgrade.
I hate that, dude. But I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it is, dude.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so you got a big show coming up this weekend. I don't know when this will be aired, but it'll probably be done already. But that show that you're working on this weekend, just to like, and then we'll go into our what we came here for.
Yeah.
But yeah. So what you got going on this weekend?
This weekend, I'm DJing for the Far Side, and we're doing the Wu-Tang show at the Shoreline in San Jose, Santa Clara.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was that thing you said at the forum that you were doing?
Oh, that was last weekend.
Oh, last weekend.
Yeah. It was the Fortnite Pro-Am
Oh,
block party. Yeah.
so when you're doing those type of shows, just same thing for both. You would request your equipment, or the
Yeah.
Far Side when you bring your own equipment.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now I request everything.
Really?
Yeah.
With a
Yeah.
bag of candies too.
Yeah.
So what's in your
I like
rider?
candy. My rider's simple, man. Like,
Is it really?
all jokes aside, like I'm simple. Like, what am I gonna, dude? If I requested like full meals and stuff, like backstage, like,
Have you
that's
done-
just not healthy, man.
Have
Like,
you done it
come
before?
on.
Have they asked you like, hey, you can put anything you want?
Yeah, I mean, when I was out with like Blue Man, they were just like, whatever, I'm like, okay, cool. I'll get a new pot of coffee every day, just unnecessary stuff, like a full spread. And it's just me, like, unless it was a Bay Area show, my family's all
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
but like if we're in like Duluth or something, like,
Right.
I'm just sitting there with a table full, like a full spread, like I just feel kind of wasteful now.
Damn.
But so I'm sure someone ate it.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool, man. No, I'm very simple too. I mean, I don't tour, but the company that I work for, or books me a lot in Long Beach, sometimes has you can put it on your rider, but it's like, it's cool. I'm local.
Yeah.
I don't need
Yeah,
anything
exactly.
crazy.
Just go to Ralph's. Who cares?
Yeah, I'm not gonna, I'm not here 3-4 hours before the show anyway. So I mean, if I
Yeah,
was, then
yeah.
I would like a meal or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But
And I don't like eating a full meal before I go on stage, anyways, because then you're basically exercising. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're just gonna feel like throwing up. Like I don't want to have that weight. I just want to do the show and feel like
Exactly.
just ready. I'll eat after.
Oh, same here. Same here. So, I mean, I'll have a snack before, but I won't eat maybe
Yeah.
like 2 hours before.
Yeah. 2 hours. Anything 2 hours before is like a light thing, like a Snickers or something, or if I'm really hungry. But
But there are times where when I do these corporate events, man, it's like buffet of food.
Oh, I bet.
Like nothing, like
Yeah,
sea
yeah,
of
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like delicious, like even appetizers, right?
Yeah,
And you're just like, all right, let me take a small plate.
they got these exotic rolls and like
Exactly.
sliders, and
Exactly. So you mentioned Blue Man real quick. So how long were you doing that?
I was on tour with them for about almost 3 years, like 2.5, 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Wikipedia messed up. They said they had you for 1 year.
Man, Wikipedia.
They had you for 1 year. Let me
More
see
like
here.
Wackopedia.
Wackopedia. So what was your role? What was your role when you were with the?
I was the opening act, and then I hopped on for a song during their show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it was really cool. They integrated me like fully, like they gave me like an intro, and I mean, really, if you went to the show, it was like one long show. It wasn't like, oh, here's the openers and then whatever. Like it was just me, then Blue Man, and then we go home.
Wow.
Yeah.
So obviously you're not there. Do they still have that part? Is this a different DJ, or they don't have that part?
Well, they're not touring like that right now.
Oh, they're not.
Yeah.
But they're just Vegas.
No, this was a like a North American tour.
Oh, really?
So we did everywhere except Vegas, New York, Boston, Chicago, because they already have shows there. So we didn't do those cities, and then we did a show in Orlando where that opened up the Orlando show.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it was really cool.
So these 3-man group is obviously not the same people.
No, there's like an army of them.
I bet.
Yeah,
So it's like the Jabberwockies.
pretty much. Yeah,
There's an army of them now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we'll get back to that. So what I want to know is obviously because I know you since my early days, actually, and which is like turntable TV. But before we get to the turntable TV part, so you're originally from the Bay Area.
Yep.
Which part of the Bay Area?
Daly City.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So I was born in San Francisco, but we lived in Daly City.
Oh, nice. What part?
Yeah, that's a good question. Right near that hill where Q's Records used to be.
Oh, top of the hill.
Top of the hill.
Yeah.
So yeah, around there.
Nice.
So a lot of my family still lives out there near Cow Palace. Like those
Yeah.
not apartments, not condos. Are they condos? But there's
Yeah.
they live right there, and down the street
Right.
on whatever the street. It's been a while,
Yeah.
but they all live out there. So but yeah, man. So what year? When did you start? What year was that?
I started, I guess, officially started in like '93. That was just when I started buying records with my brother, and like we just kind of got into the whole DJing thing, not thinking it would be anything that. we'd be doing
93.
back
That's
then.
I mean that's strong back then. That's when
That was a good year.
that's when Q and M won.
Yeah, that was a
DMC.
good year. Yeah,
Teams.
so we would watch those because my brother knew a kid at school who had an older brother who was hanging out with all the DJs, and so he had the tapes.
Yeah.
So we would see the tapes and like we just watch over and over. Like I'm pretty sure I could still probably recite everybody's routine from like the '93 World DMC. Like just I know what those are because I just watched it so many times.
That's the one with the Dream Team, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about, right? That's also
think
the one
so.
with a rectangle in there.
Yep. I think is it or was that 92? No, that was 93.
93.
Yeah. That was crazy. Yeah, and all the new music seminar battles, which those were for some reason harder to find.
Fine. I haven't seen. I seen them. I watch them now,
Mm-hmm.
but back then I never came across a video.
Yeah, and then you get lucky when you would get a different angled one.
Oh.
It's like, oh damn! Like,
Really?
well, what is this?
Where was that held? Was that in
I was in New York.
New York?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the first one I saw was I saw the first one when it was when 8 Ball won,
Okay.
and then later I got the year before where Mixmaster Mike won. They were both that whole time was. Just
See, I wish
crazy.
I
Such a
haven't
good
seen.
time.
I seen like obviously 8 Ball's routine.
Yeah.
But not the full.
You haven't seen the full thing?
Not the full thing.
It's so there's so much that goes on within that battle. Like I think it was Domination had a battle against somebody. It was like it got controversial.
Really?
Yeah. It's interesting.
I gotta watch that, dude. I gotta find. I'm sure there's this one guy on YouTube right now posting up all the dope videos. I forgot. I don't know Michael something. I forgot. But once
definitely not me.
Not you. Hey, but yeah, he's been posting some dope video. The one of the battles in the Bay Area that I remember was the first one that I attended was the DMC. I think you were in it. 90. Damn, why am I blanking out? 98 West Coast DMC, not the U.S. but the West Coast. And this was in Frisco, and this is when Shortcut won. And
I didn't do that one.
You didn't do that one?
Yeah, I remember. I remember being a spectator and being like, "Wow, I'm glad I didn't enter this one."
And that's the one Shortcut. Swift Rock.
Yeah,
I think got second.
He got second, so they both went to the nationals.
Right. Well, from what I heard, I don't know if that's correct, but from what I heard, they only took the winner. But Swift Rocks was so dope.
Oh.
That they
Was that what happened?
Yeah. That's the one where Hubert got his Hall of Fame too.
Right. I mean, either way, that was a crazy ass battle. That was when Short unveiled we were like, "Whoa, this is next level juggling right here."
It was. But he did the same routine though when he got to kind of the same that juggle when he went to to New York.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I think everyone did basically.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if you looked at the regionals back then, it wasn't like, oh, you had. I think is that how they do that now? Like, do people change their set now in a DMC?
Maybe.
That's hardcore.
Maybe.
That's pretty hardcore.
But they had like a good month or two, or maybe month.
A month or two to create.
At that time, it was really hard. That
lineup was heavy, dude. Like,
were you there?
I was there for the San Francisco one, but the New York one with like Craze and everybody, I was like,
that was crazy.
Whoa,
but San Francisco,
that's a scary lineup.
I think from what I remember is it started at 10 a.m. and I think there was like 50 competitors.
Yeah, there was a lot of people.
It was a lot, dude.
Yeah.
And I rode with Havoc.
Oh, nice.
And that's the first time I met him.
Yeah.
Or no, I didn't roll with Havoc. I got dropped off and I left with, you're there for like freaking 14 hours. You're going to end up being friends with somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and next thing you know, I was in the car with Havoc and his buddies and they're like, we'll take you home. Because I was like a little kid, They're just like, we ain't going to leave you out here, It's like, oh, cool.
Damn, that's cool.
So it took me home. That was a cool ride. But he was quiet the whole time in the car because obviously he didn't place, of course,
Oh, yeah,
or something like that.
Yeah.
I think something messed up on his set, which happens a lot back then.
It does, yeah.
But yeah, that battle, that shit was crazy, dude. I think it was like over 50 people that entered in, and I think the top 10 or something made it. So Swift was there, rest in peace. Shortcut. I mean, everyone from I could remember was in there.
Yeah.
Streak.
Yep.
Was in it. I think that's where I saw the video too. Streak, in there. When it got posted on YouTube, I was looking for that Pacific, battle. So 93, you got started. So I know we are segueing everywhere.
Yeah, totally.
No, it's cool, but I know I get geeked out about like battling stuff.
Yeah, me too, man. I can talk about that stuff all day.
So 93, obviously that's the time when Dream Team, which is Mixmaster Mike Hubert, wins the world champ, right? So at that time, Bay Area is now like, obviously being super known because they just won the title.
Yep.
You growing up, how was it like? What was the, vibe, out there?
I mean, it was like I didn't realize this till later how lucky we were, which is probably a good thing. So because it's just like you're just living it, right? Like it's like, oh, everybody has a scratch lounge night every Tuesday where like the Scratch Pickles will be there, like Bin Rock's there. But at one point, I think because we did this thing called Beat Lounge. It was every Tuesday, and we just all go. It wasn't just all scratching, but it was like we could get loose, whatever. Like everyone's at least doing like trick mixing. There were like 5 people who had a world championship in this little thing, this little bar with like 100 people or whatever.
That's a lot.
And I was like, this must be how it is for everybody, right? Like
right.
Like we just it was a good time, man. Like just being able to just like kind of just meet up and just hang and not even talk about DJing really. Just be regular friends with people. And of course there's turntables there, so we're all happy about that. We don't, because we were all like so obsessed. You know, I think like most of us would rather be at home practicing than doing anything else.
Right.
So if it's like, oh, you know, you have your friends who want to go hang out and go to the beach or whatever, like, why? I need to practice. Like I have a battle coming up, you know.
So when was your first battle? So you got 93. You got introduced. What would you say like even your first small one? What was that battle?
I think it was a school battle.
Really?
Yeah, it was a school battle. Yeah.
They had a school.
It was during lunch. They had a DJ battle. That's how freaking DJ obsessed the Daly City was. Like,
right?
And that's another thing that I was just like, oh, every school must have this. So I'll enter, like, whatever.
Do you remember who you went up against? Or is it more than one?
It was a bunch of people. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was horrible. I remember, because I'm getting nervous even thinking about it. Like you got the setup, and then you have, because it was in the cafeteria, so everybody's like piled in front of, just standing on desks and like.
What year was this? You think? At least what?
90. No, it was 95.
So like 2 years later.
Yeah.
Like 2 years later, you practiced for 2 years.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, I'm ready.
I got this. I'm gonna show everybody. Watch this. And then I remember my hand, like, just because I had only DJ'd in my room, and not like, you know, just like whatever. I could
do this.
I could totally do this. What's so hard about this? Everything's marked. It's fine. And then you get there, and the room feels different. The sound it's all loud.
It's all loud.
That's, man. And then you see everybody that you know just staring at you. That will never happen in any other situation.
Come on, Mike. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Unless you're getting your ass beat in the middle of the quad or whatever. They're all staring at you, just waiting for you to do something. Oh, we know he's been DJing. Show us the DJing.
Damn.
Come on, DJ, let's go.
And what was this? Like your battle? Were you going? Was it like a mixing or was it like?
It was
scratching.
It was like DMC style. Like
really?
everyone got like 5 minutes.
Damn.
So I was so nervous that I remember picking up the needle, and like my hand was just could not stop shaking. It was just like I remember just like I was like, wow. It's my hand for the first time in my life is not doing what I need it to do. So I remember just like dropping the needle down.
Oh, damn.
Just, and then it was bad. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm glad there were no cell phone cameras back then.
You know what? My experience was kind of different. So my first battle, I did it in Long Beach. I think a real battle. And I did really well. I think I got like second place. I didn't even, or
nice.
First, maybe second. But I didn't I went to battles before that. But being in it, I was like in my own bubble. So I didn't know who was like famous or who's upcoming or anything like that. So I was like kind of nervous, but not. So, you know, putting needles was cool.
Thanks.
Right. No, but this is what happened. So obviously then people start talking, you know, like, oh, you know, this kid around the way in Long Beach at that time, you know, Aaron, blah, blah. So then I start feeling the pressure.
Yeah.
And I never recovered after that. So after that, every battle since then, I would just get like nervous because I'm thinking they're expecting something from me. You know, like, oh, this guy can cut. This boy could do this.
Yeah.
So I was that one guy that like, when it came to battles, I still entered that I just couldn't like execute. But when it came to sessions, like, you know, like backyard sessions, house sessions, or anything, you know, I could do it. Yeah. But when it came to the battle one, it's like, okay, ready, 5, 4, 3, 2. No. Like, oh shit.
Limited time.
Like, oh, where's my record? Yeah, for real. I would panic like every single time, and I never could recover or like even mentally try to prepare for it any way.
Oh wow.
So I mean, you know, I did pretty good. Never really won or placed, you know, but always got invited. Always made like, you know, like the top, the finalists stuff, things like that. But when it came down to like, like anything higher than that, that's when like the pressure was like anxiety kicked in.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
You ever felt like that?
Yeah, I mean, I should add that at my first school battle, Hubert and Shortcut were judges, so like they're just sitting right there too. I'm like, well, who brought these guys? What the hell? Like, why are they here?
What the fudge? You got two champs. Like,
Yeah,
right
I mean,
there,
like it's like, dude, come on, man.
judging a
It's
high school.
far too much pressure for one, and this is before I had not even played a gig. Like this is the first time I was in public doing anything with turntables.
Wow.
Yeah. So from that, I guess, but luckily that it was, I mean, in retrospect, super low stakes. You know what I mean? Like it didn't matter.
Right.
So, but after that experience, like I really, from then on, when I would practice for anything, in my mind, I pictured the same people, the sound system just being, because it's different, man. Like it just kind of like knocks you over. Like you're just not used to it. Like you just have to like experience it. So I would imagine like, okay, it's rumbling, everything's shaking, just like to get my mind in that place to prepare me for the next one. So I'm like, I got to make sure, I would just imagine immense pressure, as I'm practicing so that I can get my hand to like stay, because I don't want that again. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, dude, if I can't even put the needle on even remotely close to the correct groove, like I shouldn't be doing this.
This is even before you did needle drops, huh? Like even put the marking,
Oh yeah. That was before I learned about the sticker.
the sticker, right? Where you could just drop it there and then it'll just
Yeah. And just like slowly, there it is.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I remember, like, I think the worst ones for me was like, we had a battle here, just like you guys had Zebra Records.
Yeah,
we had World Records,
Oh, nice.
and World Records was pretty intense, man. That was like really.
Oh, I
really,
remember them. Yeah.
So you had to go like every week for
Yep.
like 1 month. There was a battle every
Damn.
Sunday, and then it was like 2 months like span. So it's a lot of a lot of driving, but you get to pick. You get to pick your week, and then if you make it, then you come. That whatever the finals are. But yeah, I just remember, dude, like that was one of the battles I'd never forget where I was like, all right, I'm cool, I'm good. Until you actually have to pick up the tone arm, you're just like, what the heck?
Yeah. And then you actually hit that, that kick or wherever you're just like, whoa, okay, I need a second I got to adjust to the environment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's crazy.
I did everything, man. I tried battling with headphones because I was thinking like,
that's a good idea.
Well, the logic was if you're gonna practice at home with the headphones, you're gonna probably feel the same way. That shit failed.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't feel the same.
That didn't work. That didn't work at all. So, but yeah, I think you just through experience you adapt, and some people just naturally have it, dude.
Yeah.
There are just some guys that's they go on there and they just naturally like, wow, they're just killing it. So that's the 90s. You entered your first battle. You're like really nervous.
Super nervous.
Super nervous. But then it comes to a point where I'm sure you're rubbing elbows with other DJs, and then come to know it, you have a crew.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you always start with the STA?
Yeah, that was my first crew, and I met Manny, DJ Streak first.
Okay.
And we all went to different high schools.
Okay.
But it was all in Daly City, so like, we weren't really that far. Met him and I was like, damn, this guy's really freaking good. Like I had not met another like scratch DJ before. I was like, I gotta step my game up because this guy and he was always about just like pure turntablism. Okay. And for me, I grew up around like, grew up meaning like I'd been DJing for like a year. So, I was around a lot of like mobile DJs. Right. So it was like, well, you need to be able to mix and play parties because that's what DJs do. And I'm like, okay, cool. But then I realized, we can make a scratch DJ crew. Okay, cool. And then I had seen Swift Rock at because Q's record store, not Q, but Q, Frank Q's, would have DJ battles at the record store, and I would no way I'm entering that because like after my school battle experience, I was like, there's no way I get in front of those guys. So I would go to watch, just to see what people were doing. And then Swift Rock would enter those, and I'm like, damn, this dude is hella good.
Yeah.
Like just what you were saying before about like some people just have that ability to just like, all right, yeah, I'll do my routine, go,
Yep.
and it's better than everybody else. And there's no like ice cold, man. Like just
Exactly.
dude, I was like, how does he just the concept? Like, because I couldn't, they would have the turntables up on the counter, so like I couldn't see the markings and everything.
You couldn't. Like this right here. Here's a video I posted. This is back in '98 at Q's Records.
Oh wow.
There's some guys, I'm sure probably most of them in here. But I'll just stream through it. See if I get some sound here. Maybe not. Let's see here. Let me fast forward.
Yeah, this was a little after.
After, huh? Because this is
Yeah.
'98. There's some Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
See what I was telling you about my video camcorder?
High 8.
So.
Yeah, Snake Eyes always had the power scratches.
But this is Q's. This is what you're talking about.
Yeah. But the battles I saw Swift Rock in was in like 90. Well, Streak was in it too. 90. It had to be like 94, 95.
Oh, so that shop's been
Yeah.
up there for a minute.
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay.
But yeah, like when he would do his juggles, and these weren't even the juggles that like the world saw later at the DMC. These were just like his like, early juggles.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I couldn't even like keep track of where everything is. Like that just blew my mind how intricate it was. And then so the three of us were like, let's just form a crew. And I was like, man, I need to step it up because these dudes are hella good.
So you got Streak, you,
Swift Rock.
and Swift Rock.
Yeah. And then so we would practice together and we just kind of learn off each other.
Yeah.
Like then I was able to see how he did his routine, how he kind of formed it and like his thought process, because he would make new routines and I'm like, oh, okay, I see. He was very natural I'm talking about Swift Rock. He's very natural with the just the way he kind of composed his routines. Because for me, like I went into it like I still do this to this day. I tend to rush my sets. Like I'm just like, well, my brain is here, so there, but not realizing like, the audience does need to kind of like, they need a second to kind of catch up or to kind of be prepared for what's going to happen, like a transition. Like, to this day, I still just kind of slam tracks in. If I want to change it, I'm just like, all right, let's just change it up.
So how was Swift in closed doors as far as like when he's prepping or practicing? Was there ever a time where you're just like, just watching in awe, like, like, oh crap, like.
Yeah, I remember the first. I mean, I was always in awe of my crew, because even if you hang out with these guys and whatever, when you see what we're all like coming up with, it's like, oh damn, oh yeah, I forgot this is what we're doing, because we were such good friends.
Yeah.
For the first time that I really felt like, can we swear on this or no?
Yeah.
When I was like, holy shit, was when he busted out the juggle with K&T's Jack and You song.
Okay.
Do you know that one? That dun, 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 dun.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what? Because he had it. I mean, we all had the record.
Yeah.
But he flipped a part of it that was just like, it was just a complete composition. And I was like, wow, this is the first time since like Mr. Sinister and, Rob Swift and Rock Raider, rest in peace, that I heard a juggle that felt like a full composition. And I was like, this guy's in my crew? Like, damn, man.
Because it was rare to find or hear a composition juggle.
And he was doing all this crazy shit with it, all this backwards stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, slow down, man. Like,
I think one person that had that was a Babu. right? Bass
Yeah.
with his
Yeah.
what was that?
Blind
routine?
Alley.
There you go, Blind
Yep.
Alley.
Yep. That was the
So-
other one.
That was the other one, and then Swift. But Swift came not just one or two or three. Like I think
He
his
had a
style, like he
bunch.
had a bunch.
Yeah, because he was a musician. Like, he played piano and like all this stuff. He was the guy that was like good at everything, and like all the girls liked him 'cause he was cute and whatever. And I'm like, oh, all right, I see how it is. But like, yeah, that juggle to me was like the first time where I was like, oh, we got a chance. Like we have, you know, not to just ride the coattails, but like we have a chance to like make some noise, because you can do that. That's sky's the limit.
Right.
Yeah.
So was there like would you say he was like the leader of the pack at that time, or is it, you know?
We all kind of had like our little, like, I think, you know, Streak definitely was the most outgoing. And we kind of, I don't know what roles we filled, but I mean, Brian definitely was like,
Streak looked like a. First time I saw him on turntable TV, you're just like, damn, look at that Asian gangster.
he's like the nicest guy. It's funny, but like, yeah, Brian definitely was like he just something. It was just so natural.
Yeah, he was smooth, man.
Yeah, really natural, and it was like, okay, this is for sure. This is gonna be a thing for sure. And me, I was just trying to keep up. You know what I mean?
No, but you were sick with it too. You were definitely sick with it.
Not quite. I know where I stand in that whole thing, but you know, like that definitely inspired everybody to just kind of like just be at our very best that we possibly could be.
So was it always you three, or was there? I think there was a few more.
We added Doc Rice and Deuce.
Doc Rice and Deuce. Right?
Yeah. Because Streak knew Doc Rice because they competed in one of the DMCs. I think like '96 maybe. And then Deuce lived in Sacramento at the time. So we met him in some of the local battles. So, yeah.
Oh, that's dope, man. Ever reach out to any of those guys?
Yeah, I still talk to everybody. Deuce has he has a problem. He has rooms full of video games and consoles. Like, not just like, oh, cool, you have an old school Nintendo. Like, he has like 5 in the box. And he has like the retail stands, and like he has a Tron cabinet. Like,
you know, that's funny. I was about to say that because that's Deuce, right?
Yeah.
I think on Facebook like a year or two ago, I reached. You know, I was like, this Deuce, this guy. You know, matching the names, and there was a picture of like his collection.
It's wall to wall.
I was like, it's probably bigger now. If any.
Yeah, like if you picture a room, you can't see the wall. It's just all video game stuff. Like, even the old ones that you're like, why do you even have this? This is ridiculous. Why do you have 5 of these?
Dude, that's like Presto. I don't know if you know Presto 1 from Vegas.
Similar. Yeah,
He
very
has
similar.
Freaking room just for his games.
Yeah,
you know, and
similar.
Yeah, it's
I would
ridiculous.
say Deuce has a bigger problem though.
Damn, like that.
I think he has the complete collection of PlayStation 1 games. Like, he just has all of them.
What?
Yeah, it's a
Damn.
problem. Yeah.
It's a good problem.
Yeah, it's a good problem.
And then Streak, obviously, he's still DJing.
He's still doing it.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
Right. So he does. I know he does some cruises. Right.
He's done cruises. He does. I mean, that is a guy who can like rock any party.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen him work. I'm like, okay, cool. That's where the outgoing personality really comes in. Like, he'll get you. Like, doesn't matter what genre of audience it is. Like, I've seen him work miracles.
That's dope, dude. Yeah. So I mean, I talk to him here and there, obviously on like Facebook, Instagram. Big shout out to Streaks. So what's up, man? Whenever you're in town, hit me up.
Oh, you should have him on here. That'd be funny.
Yeah. No, definitely do, man. Cool guy, man. I met him a few times at NAMM. That's usually the time where you get to link up with a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, first impression, man. I think it was again with Turntable TV. You know, he had his hat up. You know,
With the Oakleys.
With the Oakley, and you're just like, man, what a gangster. He must be a dick. If I see him at a battle, I'm gonna fuck him up.
Or run the other way.
But really cool guy. Really cool guy. So when you formed that crew, that's like what, 97, 98 or?
No, actually before, because we were in high school still, so had to be like 95, 96.
Oh, yeah, had to be, right? Because he's already repping, Swift was already repping STA in 98 for sure, because that was a DMC. But at that time also, there's another crew, I'm sure at the same time that was around, which was the Finger Bangers, right? So were you guys like friendly at this?
We're hella cool.
Hella cool. But obviously when it came to competitive,
well, we didn't really compete with them as directly as one would think, because we're all from the same. We never really battled each other.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the one battle I went to where I saw everyone there also was this had to be 99 or 2000. I think when I was maybe around that time, Zebra Records. I think it was the finals, and that's when I first met you too, like really met you.
Yeah.
And I catch you outside. You had to be 2000.
Yeah.
Because I asked you, I said, "Hey man, I just sent you an email for ScratchCon, and I know you needed help, so I'm down to help out, But I just wanted to help out so I could get in for free."
Yeah, totally.
But that battle had whole crew, the Finger Bangers crew.
Yeah.
Had some of your guys' crew in there.
I think because I don't remember us doing Zebra.
But they were big, dude.
They did. That was the Bangers. Dominated the Zebra battles. That was like all them.
The one guy that always stood out to me, and I was like, "Oh crap, this guy's dope," was Golden Child.
Yeah. He always had the clean set. Like I mean, I remember they would always flip stuff that I'm like, oh man, I had that record. Yeah, I could have done that. Damn, that's such a good idea. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, we never really battled them.
No?
Yeah.
I thought you guys did.
No. I think because we were just, it was never like an agreement. We were just really good friends, but I don't think that had anything to do with the battles. I think that we just entered different battles for some reason. There were so many battles in the Bay Area.
There was
a lot. But I mean, we would enter the same when it was like DMC or ITF, I think. But I didn't really do that many DMCs or ITF. I did like 2, I think.
You did 1 and you won the whole thing.
Yeah, my bad.
No, but they were very talented as well. I mean, even to this day, I think
they're killing it to this day,
right? I mean, who's that with the Bangers? Nick.
Nick's killing it. Yeah. Replay's killing it. Golden Child's everybody.
Replay works with Dr. Dre or something, right? Or that camp, right?
Yeah.
So it's crazy, man, how all these talents from the Bay Area came out, so
them especially, like, to think like it's hard to keep a crew together, and for that much talent to come from one is like, damn, man.
But they were more like San Jose area? Is that
I think that's also why we probably didn't battle as much, because it was this far. Like San Jose to us was like, might as well be LA.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like an hour, 45-minute drive.
Yeah.
Right.
Super far.
But yeah, man, it was really cool. Every time I went to San Diego up north, when I would battle DMC or enter in DMC, like you guys were definitely the ones to look at. But I think also at that time when you won, we'll get to that too, the 1999, I think that's when I didn't really see much action of you guys joining the battle, like after 2001.
Yeah.
I think that's when I started, like, that was like my time, like, going in battling. So, but the Bangers was kind of, battling a little bit, but not really.
Yeah.
I think the only person at that time was like Rocky, I think. Was like
the Bangers, I think pretty early on. I think this is part of their success, is that they figured out that battling wasn't the end goal. They got into producing very early and just knocked out like these dope album really early.
Yeah.
You know, and so they didn't really have to like be a DMC champ or whatever. It's like, no, who cares? You made beautiful music.
And they were
Who
making
cares?
like heavy. They weren't making
super heavy.
They weren't making turntable music. They were just making like dope heavy beats, like instrumental beats.
Yeah.
Like, you know, which is now
Before all of this.
Yeah, I would say now, if you want to know what I was listening to back then or hearing what was coming out was pretty much the introduction of what you hear of the Jabberwocky style. Mm-hmm. So whatever
That's the whole Virus album was like that sound. I mean,
exactly. So I went to DMC 2002, I think. Might be wrong my year, but I think it was like 2002, San Francisco regional finals with Rocky. So me and him carpooled. But before we went up there, he was like, "Hey, we're gonna stop by my my cruise pad down here at the Valley. I think somewhere like it was somewhere far before heading up north." And Golden Child was there, Replay was there, Nick was there. You know, like almost the whole crew was there. Maybe like two members was missing. But anyways, it was crazy because I walked in the living room and I don't all you see is like MPCs.
Yeah.
Like you didn't even see turntables.
Yeah.
This is like, I swear, this was like 2002 or something. So there's no turntables, there's nothing. It's just MPCs, like drum machines, keyboards, and you're just like, I was, you know, me as a DJ, I'm thinking like, you know, like, oh, there's gonna be like turntable setups everywhere. Mixers.
Yeah.
It wasn't none of that.
Yeah.
It was none of that. So definitely ahead of their time, like you said. They kind of they kind of like figured out like, you know, what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
They were like 2-3 years, 4 years ahead.
Yeah.
You know, in the game.
Yep.
You know, so it's kind of thinking about it now, it's like, wow. You know,
Such a good move.
super good movie.
Just
super
in
good movie,
life.
you know. So yeah, back to that. So so you got like about 5 members in your group. So when the world obviously or you guys got introduced to the world was obviously turntable TV. So how did that come to about when you guys made it on? Because when you guys made it on, we're just like, who's these kids?
Yeah.
You know, and we're just like, we should be on there too.
Yeah.
You
Like,
know?
oh, what's that guy got?
but you guys killed
Wore
it.
that stupid hat.
You know,
But no, like, you know what's funny is like that was filmed at Yoga Frog's house, which is literally like a 5-minute walk from my house. So all it was they wanted to include like up and coming talent, so they just called us. There was no like tryout for it or anything. There was no like special, like we didn't have to like be like nice to them or anything. It was just like we just knew them, you know.
so there's like,
friendly.
hey, come through.
Yeah, like hey, we're filming a turntable too. Like, oh, yeah,
But that was what? Do you remember which volume?
I don't remember now.
3 or something? 2,
Yeah.
3, maybe the anniversary. But
Yeah.
But were you like kind of like what the fuck? We're gonna be on turn. Did they
No.
tell you you guys gonna be filmed and be on turntable TV?
Yeah.
Or?
But again, we were so used to having them around. I live 5 minutes from them. Like, who cares? Like, okay, I'll be in your video. Like, it wasn't like, guys, we need to practice. Like, what set are you gonna do? It was like, oh, okay, we're gonna go to Taco Bell and then go to their house. Like, it was nothing. And
That's dope.
Probably for the better that we didn't really like put too much on it, because it would have been like, you know. But it was fine. It was in Richie's living room.
I think for us that was a big deal. You know, for
Yeah.
our group down here that I was hanging out with, the DJs I was hanging, it was a big deal. Not to say you guys were on it, but the whole turntable TV. I mean,
Yeah.
because at that time, that same exact time, skate videos was like the shit too.
Yeah.
You know, so like I would start collecting skate videos. I didn't skate, but I was like, man, these are just dope tracks on the background, because you know they would play some underground music, and a lot of independent, you know, music, and then obviously then the only way you could see dope cuts, dope videos that you could actually buy was turntable TV,
Right.
Unless you buy like a full on DJ battle video,
Yeah.
you know, ITF, DMC, Summit, you know, or B-boy videos. But as far as just just for DJs, it was, you know, turntable TV.
Yeah.
So seeing you guys on there and other DJs on there, it did open up like opportunities where you're just like, 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 oh damn, like there's more styles coming out of the Bay Area,
Yeah.
you know.
I bet. And also, I think what's cool about that turntable TV was just like they showed everybody that, hey, it doesn't have to be a prepared set. Like you can just scratch. Like you probably should scratch for an hour a day to practice or whatever. And because I think when you have no idea how anything is done, because back then there was no YouTube or whatever, you want to learn how to get to that level of like DMC champ or whatever, it helps to know, oh, okay, this is just what they do all day. I guess I got to do that, That helped me.
It did, man. I mean, those was my prized possession. Those tapes, I still got them to this day.
Damn.
I mean, I remember back then where like my friends would be like, "Hey, man, you could borrow my Nautica. Can I borrow your Nautica shirt? Can I borrow your your Tommy Hilfiger jeans?" And you're just like, "Yeah, go ahead. Can I borrow your turntable TV for a day?" Nope.
Hell no.
You can watch it here.
Hell no.
Can we borrow your Super Dux brakes or something like? Nope.
Nope.
But you could take the shirt.
Take my clothes.
Take my clothes. And it's funny, dude. There was a time, I think right after high school, I really got into a fight with my dad. Like really fight. Like
Over DJing?
I think so. I think he was just at that time. I just graduated.
What year did you graduate?
01.
Okay.
So you know how dads are, like right after high school, go to college or go do something, right?
Yeah.
Any kind of educational thing.
Asian dads.
And I was that guy's like, no, like I'm DJing.
Yeah.
So it was just, I think it was just one of those bad mornings where it's like like go wash the dishes and cut the mow the lawn, but I was like, give me one out and I'll do it in an hour. Let me scratch. Let me practice first.
Yeah.
And that shit, he didn't take that shit.
No.
So, we got at it. Like, I think, he pushed me or something like that. I punched him, but no one got hurt. But to move forward, I was like, fuck this. I'm done with this. I'm running away.
Wow.
So I moved to the Bay, right? But the funny thing is, so I moved to the Bay, called my brother. I was like, hey man, I can't live here. I need some time, like, let me just move up. So I left the house. Then I came back to pick up all my, whatever I could grab, and take the Greyhound, right?
Wow.
So I get to my room. I'm like, okay, I only could take so much. You kind of know what I'm going to do, right? So I'm in my room. I'm like, I only could take so much, right? So I just took all my records. I didn't take no clothes. I probably took like a shirt, like 3 shirts. I was like, I'll buy it up there.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to start a new career. I'm going up to the Bay. There's a lot of DJs over there.
The promised land for DJing.
I was like, I'm going to make friends with Cubert. Like, yeah, I'm going to be on turntable TV. So yeah, when I left, I just took, I think like 3 bags of records.
wow.
I mean, it was heavy, dude. My mixer. I took my turntables. I left at my friend's house. Yeah, dude, I didn't really bring any clothes from what I remember
Damn.
That's how, I guess dedicated.
True DJ right there, man. Not for life. No.
I think if you brought like some videotapes with me without the VCR.
You had to bring your turntable TVs.
Right? So, I won't forget that, man. So I eventually moved back like 5 months later.
Yeah, it's fine.
It was cool. It was a cool time being up there too, because I got to meet DJs too, while I was up there.
It helps to just because, like, I mean, in LA, I would assume it's the same way. Like, it normalizes the whole thing. Like, I feel like if I didn't live in the Bay, it would just feel too far for me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if I just lived in a town where there was just no DJs and I was the only one who was into scratching, like, I'm not the kind of person that's just like, nah, I'll just keep, like, it needs to feel like within reach.
Yeah, exactly.
And it helped.
Exactly. So, yeah, man. The vibe up in the Bay, it's totally different than down here. Like as far as like the talent, So I get to experience a little bit both. The DJ crews down here, the DJs I throw sessions with.
How is it different, you think?
I think up there it's more always trying to find raw talent, like raw material as far as being creative. We do it down here too, but I think down here is more kind of perfecting it. I would say just a little step behind at that time. Like as you guys are coming up with new styles, we're just one step, behind just a little bit.
Huh.
Because when I would session, I'd be like, I seen that already. I seen that up there.
Oh, I see.
Kind of
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
like that's already been done.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong, we still had like, really dope talented, like at this, at that time, P-Trix, killing it, J Slim. We just had like dope super DJs that's like, like obviously was part of ScratchCon, things like that. But I got to see both.
Yeah.
Nothing to take away from any sides or anything like that. But if you get to experience both, it's a good thing because it's not the same. If it was the same, then it would have been like,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Right. So, but over here, it was majority heavy juggling though.
I noticed that. Yeah.
Over there, up north, you could find a scratcher, like a pure like guy that goes, "Dude, I'm just cutting."
Yeah, like that's it.
That's it.
No mixing, no juggling.
That's it. Just give me one
scratching.
turntable, one mixer, I'm good.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So, which was great, I think. It was for me because I started as a scratch.
Yeah.
So when I went up there, I was like, wow, all these, like I think at that time, like Ill Tracks. Remember Ill Tracks?
No.
He won from like San Jose.
Okay.
Is it Ill Tracks? It had to be Ill Tracks.
I remember Disc was someone who just had one turntable and one mixer. He was just like crazy.
Well, Ill Tracks was that one guy, same age as me, I think.
Okay.
And he won like Guitar Center.
Okay.
He won like all the, I forgot. I don't know if he was in any major crew.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of cutters. Like Snake Eyes was one of them. Like cutting. When they get to after they do their juggles, they get to their cut. You're like, okay, I've been waiting for that one. Finally, you get to cut.
Well, that's funny because you can always tell. Like when someone enters a battle and it's like they're just doing it because like it's a requirement.
Yeah.
Like nothing against the pure cutters, but it's fine. Like I just want to see them cut. Like
exactly.
I don't need to see you juggle.
Like don't
it's
even
fine.
juggle.
Yeah, don't. Why? You're wasting everyone's time. Just cut because you're freaking great at that.
Exactly. So, so just like P-Trix, I think he was just all around dope.
Oh yeah. He was one of those guys.
Swift Rock.
Yep.
All the way, just dope. Like his cutting, dope. I wouldn't say he was super technical, but he was like you say, he's musically like as far as the structure. I think when you if you ever watch Swift Rock, you have to understand like if he's not doing something technical, he's doing it in a musical.
It sounds good.
You know, it's in time.
Yeah.
Like it's so dope.
Yeah. We were never the crew who was like, okay, somebody teach me the triple click flare orbit, whatever, hooligan scratch, whatever you call it. I don't even know the names, but like we were never that crew. It was always like, hey, slow down there. Ride the beat. You know what I mean? Like just make it sound good. And then, maybe if you feel like it needs something for competition's sake, throw something technical in, but
right.
No,
it was a good time, man. It was a good time. So tell me about your relationship with Swift, at that time, like things that we don't even know. You know what I mean? Like as far as like, how was he like behind closed doors? Was he, like just hanging out with him,
I mean, he was like I said, we were like best friends. So
really?
Before, like, of course, DJing brought us together. And we experienced all, traveling for the first time to go to New York for the battles and whatever, and going to LA. We would endless road trips up and down, California, just to go to LA for a battle or just like hang or whatever. And it's crazy because we would spend at one point most of the time we spent together was not DJing. We were just hanging out, most of the memories I have are not DJing with him, just like hanging out.
What was he into? Was he into besides like spinning? Was he into like video games or
we were into like Madden, we were into NBA 2K, like all that, just the regular stuff. But like, we watched a ton of movies. Like we went to like, when Star Wars got re-released and they play at the Cornet. The Cornet is like this, storied theater in San Francisco that got torn down now. But we would go there, just like wait in line. You know what I mean? Just regular stupid shit. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, like I said, DJing was kind of just something we did, you know. In retrospect, we probably should have taken DJing a little more seriously.
Really?
Like at the time, I think so. Yeah. I think there, we, you know, we fucked around a lot. Like we just like, you know,
As you should, as kids,
yeah,
right?
just like hanging out, like whatever, like you know, we go to parties that we're not DJing, you know. But I think that also helped educate us on what was going on, because we also did mobile gigs and stuff with different
Right.
crews, and you know, I think just the Bay Area in general was just made up of a bunch of DJ groups. But yeah, but back to, you know, Brian, like we just, you know, go eat. I mean, yeah, a lot of what we would talk about was like DJing. We'd talk shit about everybody else. You know what I mean?
No, he seems a very like humble guy.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. Very
Like-
humble, but like,
soft spoken. You know,
yeah, maybe, yeah, no, I want to say soft spoken, because like I said, like, when it was just us, we were just, you know, shooting gallery, whatever we were talking.
it's different. I mean, I never got to hang out with him as far as, you know, behind closed doors, or even you know, not in front of the cameras or anything.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
everything that I seen him like in front of a camera or YouTube, seems very like, you know, just, you know, doesn't say it much.
He was pretty chill. I mean, he wasn't like mute or anything, but definitely, like he just kind of knew what to say. Like I remember, like this is fairly recently, and by recently I mean like maybe like 9 years ago. Like I was doing this, I was just kind of having a hard time with something, and I ran into him and I was talking, and we were just kind of like in like kind of both catching up, and at the same time, you know, I was like, man, I'm just like, I don't know what to do about this thing. Like, it wasn't a personal, it was a gig thing that I was just
Yeah.
like kind of felt overwhelmed about. And he was just like, man, like, nah, you got it, dude. Like, what? Come on. You know, I just hearing that, because you know, we had sort of lost touch, you know, from when we used to hanging out like all the time. You know, we all kind of started to go our separate ways. You know, I think just with our interests and you know, DJing and stuff like that, like we just all kind of want to do different things. But seeing him and talking to him and hearing that was just like, oh yeah, cool. I do miss having a crew, you know, because this is when we'd all just kind of like started doing our own thing. And that was like the last time I really talked to him.
So after like,
Yeah.
like his battle career, what was he doing? Was he
He was
still
doing a lot of production. He was still playing a lot.
He was still
you know what I
playing a
mean? Yeah. And still I would go to see him play, and it's like, man, he's good at club mixing too. Like, goddamn. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
he's a great producer. Like, this is like, you know, he's just one of those guys that just like effortlessly excelled.
So he would produce too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
He was the first one out of all of us to get an MPC, and of course
really?
he could play the keys. So like, it was all just kind of natural. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. I wish I could hear some of his production. I
Yeah,
don't know if there's anything out there.
There's some stuff out there, I believe. I don't know where to get it.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be dope. You know, once whoever has it,
I'm sure somebody has it.
you know. So Swift definitely was like a very, you know, with his techniques, his style, influenced a lot of people around the world.
Yeah,
A lot, even
yeah.
myself.
Yeah,
You know, but we lost him so soon.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Definitely
Yeah.
lost him so soon. And like, again, you know, like I told you, one of his cousins that lives out here, you know, and friends hit me up. I think it was like that day or the day after. Yeah, man, I was driving from home from Vegas, had to pull over. I was in shock.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, at that time, I don't know what happened, why, but yeah, that thing like really, you know, hit home. I mean, I didn't know didn't know him, but as far as being influential in the game, very much. So I have one photo with him, and I got to actually, you know, shake hands and take a photo with him at ScratchCon. So you
Oh,
know how
nice.
there was that break.
Yeah.
So he went
Yeah.
outside for a smoke. I came out for a smoke, and I saw him like just sitting, and chilling by himself. I was like, "Yo, can I take a picture with you?"
Yeah, yeah,
So we
yeah.
have a picture, and that was it, man. And I just thought, I know I spoke to him like briefly online.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, "Hey, what's up? Your cousin is my homie down
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
If you ever down, kind of small chat.
Yeah.
But that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Never got to meet him again from there. But yeah, man. What was your I'm sure it was really tough for you,
Oh yeah. I mean, the day that everyone started finding out, it's just like, what? I don't even remember the months that followed when he passed. Like, I was just such, I'm sure anybody who's lost somebody sort of, they kind of know there's that fog. You know what I mean? And it's tough because everything that I do reminds me of him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
turntables, like, duh. Yeah, like if I'm even like doing something and I hit a pattern that kind of reminds me, I'm like, fuck, man. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, just we that bond is just unbreakable. You know what I mean? Like, from like that. That's just I grew up with him, and that's I never really felt too far. You know what I mean? Like, even if we weren't like the best of friends throughout life, like 100% the entire time. You know what I mean? Like, our growing up years were all together, like, and we're bonded in that way, and like he's a part of that, my whole world. You know what I mean? So that was really tough. Yeah, it still continues to be.
With him, with Swift Rock, passing. I'm sure he gave you and the crew like a lot of things, like when you were saying when you're spinning, little small things kind of reflects and reminds of him. I think it feels the same way for a lot of people, man. I think even if they haven't met him, I think what he left behind, his legacy, even if it was short lived, it still continues on.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
cemented. Yeah.
It's for sure, 100% one of the best West Coast, DJs, if not like also one of the best innovators of beat juggling, till to this day.
Yeah.
You know,
I believe his contribution to turntablism is like it's up there for sure. And yeah, I mean,
yeah, he was one of those dudes where so humble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when he battled, he didn't go up there and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna kick some guy's ass."
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna,
yeah.
Just like, dude, just wait till I go on.
But that's what was so scary about him.
Right?
It's like,
some like, you know what I mean?
man,
Like,
what-
and plus he didn't look intimidating.
yeah,
He looked like that
nice
dude.
guy.
Like you go in a battle, you're just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, nice guy.
Yeah, and then you see like Streak, and you're like, oh shit, you gotta watch out. For
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
But then
funny.
I mean nothing against Streak, but I'm just saying, like, and then boom, there here goes
Yeah.
goes Swift Rock goes on, and you're like, what?
Yeah, and then just takes the air out of the room for everybody else, and it's like, oh, okay, it's over.
You know what was tough about that battle though? The '98 West Coast, not the U.S., the West Coast is. I think he went on first or second or something like that. So then imagine 40, 30, 40 DJs after. You're just like,
Yeah,
how do you remember
yeah.
that set? You know what I mean? But
But the same with like if you look at like when Swamp won the DMC 90 whatever 7 or 96, like he went first, and I was just like that. That's all I need to do.
it's
Sometimes
hard to
it's
go
better to
first.
go first. Sometimes it's
You
better.
think so?
Yeah.
I went first one time.
Because you get a fresh audience.
That's true.
That audience is waiting to cheer for something.
That's true.
I would say last is like,
You gotta.
because you're tired, man. Because like you're getting the audience after like some people who weren't that good went on for like 5 minutes, and then like there's like 5 of those. That's half an hour of like not good.
Yeah,
Like
it gets
before
draining. Yeah.
the crowd's like tired, and it's like, like I know I came here because this guy's probably gonna kill it, but like, man, I'm really tired and hungry. You know.
I'm sure.
So
I'm
it's
sure
hard
you
to-
judged before.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you ever feel like that? Like you're like an hour later, you're just like,
Yeah. I mean,
one
like,
more to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This
you
guy
kinda
better
like,
just kill it.
It's getting late, guys. But like, as a judge, I feel because I've done so many battles that I feel like, man, I don't think they were watching me correctly. You know, like because everyone,
Right.
dude, no matter what, everyone feels like they got robbed at a battle.
They do.
No matter what.
There's always politics.
Yeah,
I don't know
because-
if it's true, but
I don't think it's as true as often as people say it is because you know you go in there and you believe that you're gonna win. Like you have to. You know what I mean? Like that's why you're battling. But for me, I'm like, okay, well, out of you know respect for the art form, I got to pay attention because you know these guys are spending all their time. They're sacrificing. You know, they're showing up.
when's the last one you judged? You think? You remember?
I judged an LA DMC a couple years ago.
How was that?
It was fun. I forgot who won, but yeah, it was fun.
Well, when you're judging, what are you looking for? I mean, besides the sheet that they tell you, like scratching, juggling,
Yeah,
creativity, all that stuff. But as you as a, champion, champion ITF, that has very good experience,
Yeah.
in the game. What are you basically looking for?
You can kind of tell, what like just because somebody checks the boxes of like, oh, cool, he did a cool juggle. Oh, cool, he did a cool scratch. Okay, oh, he dissed everybody. Like, it's kind of how you put it together and how you're presenting it, because a lot of times, like you see someone and it's like, okay, I know what they're doing. I know where they got this and that. It's all, it doesn't feel quite original. You know what I mean? To them, like,
Yeah.
because there's no reason why everybody should sound the same. We're all different.
So let me ask you this: if you're at a battle, right?
Yep.
Who would you favor more? Someone that's clean through from beginning to end, or someone that's creating something new? But then that creating something new could kind of be sometimes a little bit overboard.
Overboard and not clean and not
But
executed correctly.
it's hard to say, because when you're doing something technical and something that you haven't seen, it could be that's how it is. I'm just saying, like that's what it is, versus something that you're already accustomed to, you understand the whole format. So I guess that because you get those DJs in there at competition where they're just like, okay, you're not going to see anything new from this guy, but they're going to just rip it clean, right?
Yeah. I know
Then
what
you got
mean.
that
Yeah,
one
yeah,
guy
yeah,
that's
yeah.
like, it's kind of like a little bit, everywhere,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
doing some fresh, crazy, brand new shit that he's trying to pull off.
I think it depends if that crazy new shit is executed like they own it,
Yeah.
then I'll favor that one. But if it feels like they're doing crazy new shit just to be weird, you know what I mean? Like,
I've
then it's
seen
like,
that.
man,
I
I
did.
see you. Like, that's not, no, you can't do that. You can't just throw on a weird record and expect to get favoritism, because
Right.
this person has to compete against the best in the world. You know what I mean? Like, in theory.
Right.
So that is also, I think, in the back of everyone's mind too. Like,
Because you're
who can represent, like, who really is like the best representation of this battle?
to move on, right?
Yeah.
Or
like,
what?
points aside, like, there is sort of like like you can't really quantify. That's what's so tough about battles. Like, it's all subjective.
But look at DJ Craze, 3 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Again, nothing to take away from him, but super clean and technical, right? But not as technical, crazy, like where you're just like where you're just like, oh crap, like I never seen that before. No one's done that before, but he does it like crazy clean from beginning to end and wins. Right? Like even to this day, like routines that he makes. I mean, the routine that he makes technically, let me take that back, is very, very technical.
Dude, I'm like, what are you
It's
talking
very,
about?
very technical. But when he
It's so
did like
good.
when he did DMC, like the ones that the years that he won, they're technical, but they're not like overboard technical, where you know like
Ah.
you know what I mean, like so overboard you're just like you're lost.
Yeah.
You know.
I think he found the sweet spot of like, because like, you know what, some of the most technical scratches just never sounded good to me. I mean, you know, you can put, I don't know where you like, it's cool you can do them, but it's like, does it sound good is what it really comes down to. And like I think someone like Craze took it to the limit, and it just sounds good.
Right. It wasn't overboard.
Yeah, like you can't. And there's something to be said about not going overboard for the sake of showing that, you know, this is not a sport. You know what I mean? It's not like how many like spins in the air that you can do. It's still music.
It's still music.
You know what I mean? And if that's the one thing about like when you're judging a battle and you hear the person who's like, oh man, he's really trying to like get that last click out, you know, just like, man, just, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Like we know, like it's fine. We know you can do all the crazy scratches, but like apply it, you know, in a musical way.
Oh, because Craze could flex, man. Like not in a battle, like you know, just random videos. You could see him like he could cut.
Oh yeah,
you know, do technical like crazy shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But when he battles, he knows, like you said, the limit.
Yeah,
of not going overboard, and I think he preaches that, like, you know, not to go too crazy, where you lose the crowd and lose the judges. You know, when you go to these battles, you know,
it's very controlled. It's like a you know, I'm not a fighter, but like you look at fighters, they're not doing all their shit all at once. Just look, I can do this punch and whatever. Like you got to be able to control yourself, man.
Yeah. And you know, speaking of that, you know, and before I let you go, we got a couple more questions here. But you obviously is a ITF World Champ 1999, correct? Mm-hmm. So when you were battling at that time, obviously everything is still technically fresh. Like there's still a lot of new stuff that we never seen. You know, I was watching your battle like a couple of days ago. You know, and a lot. I think even back then, the things that you were doing was technical, but you applied it right because you were going head to head. And I think a lot of DJs, when you're going head to head, you know, don't understand, like when you have different routines, different set, you gotta kind of like not just do them. You gotta plan it out, like you know, like
because you only have. What was it, 90 seconds?
Yeah, something like that, right?
If you take too long switching a record, you're going to not be able to do that last little diss and get the last word in. And yeah.
There was a lot. That's a ton of sets, though. I mean, of course, you had to break it down, you know. I think back then you could have a 6-minute set and then you could break them all down for like 1 minute, right? Like head to heads and stuff like that if you wanted to.
Yeah, I never did well at like DMC style. It was always like I did better at the head to heads.
Did better head to head
for some reason. Yeah.
How many DMCs did you enter? You think?
2, 3, I don't know.
But just all like the regionals.
Yeah.
And then obviously ITF. Mm-hmm. What do you remember about that battle, man?
I remember who was in it. That was, who was in it that I was like, oh, Remedy was in it. That was, because Remedy was from San Jose also. He wasn't one of the bangers, but he was somebody that I had battled like locally a lot. Yeah. So I was like, oh man.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah. So that was it. I think it was a tiebreaker too. Like it was like, that was the one that I was like, oh man, of all the people that I had to go against, because we had battled so much, and we weren't like friends. So I was like, oh man. But he's super cool. It's totally fine now. But but it was that was probably the most intense battle out of that competition, and then after that, I was just like, okay. You know, that one's over.
Oh, we gotta just skim through it.
Yeah. And that was like this is what I consider my best set, and I had to save it for him. So I was like, dude,
Really?
oh yeah. Because also we're both from the Bay, so he had all his friends there, and I was like, dude, I gotta.
So this was at the Bay?
Yeah, that was in San Francisco.
What crew was Remedy?
I don't know.
Was he in a crew?
I don't think so.
I remember him. That's fresh, dude. I remember those days. Right there.
I mean, that's a dope set.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you were, dude. I remember this set right here. I think I seen you do this live. You ever still do these routines at your show?
No.
So I would just see that was a cool thing because you guys go head to head and then usually it's like you go beat juggle and then
Yeah.
So
Throwing
cool.
a diss or whatever.
Yeah, that was dope, man. Though, and then obviously you took this round here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and who'd you battle the last round?
I think it was Mike C.
Mike C, right?
Yep.
Then he got second.
Yep.
And that's the one where he that's the same battle where he diss Excess with the hit him up, or is that a different battle?
I don't know. Excess was in that one.
Maybe a different year.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, you definitely took this one right here. So, but yeah, so right after this, did you enter any more battles?
No, that was I think that was the last one because after that I was just like I need to do something else because
Really?
yeah, because I mean battling's fun, but it was at that time where I was like, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? Like that helped me get booked, to places I wasn't getting booked before. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, cool. I want to do this. I want to go out and play different cities and stuff. Like that's cool.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So you got obviously at this time 99, you get into Scratch Con with Pickles.
Mm-hmm.
So how'd you get yourself involved? Were you just for that project, or you actually was like kind of working with them for
Well, like again, like we lived in the same
Right.
neighborhood, so it was just like, oh, you Scratch, like yeah, let's just hang out and like and
But they threw a lot of responsibilities to you though.
yeah. Well, it ended up being like I ended up directing the show, which I wanted to do because I was like, oh, cool, like like those guys need to demonstrate and stuff, like
Right.
someone needs to do this.
Yeah, but did you have any
someone needs to-
background before that?
No.
That's
No.
crazy. So that's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
it's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
That you took on at that time.
Yeah, but it's sometimes it's just like that. You're just there, and something needs to be done. And it's like cool.
It was a great show,
I'll do
man.
that. Yeah, thanks.
It was a definitely great show.
Yeah.
Everything was smooth. Everything was well put together.
Thanks.
You
Yeah,
know?
it was fun to put on just because like we could do like all these like like the timeline of beat juggling. That was just so fun to watch. Like, man, from the beginning to to current, having Craze battle himself.
Right.
Because
Hey, why did he battle himself?
Because there was nobody. Because he was so good that I was like, you know what? Like, just battle yourself.
Hey, I might be tripping, but was Mix Master Mike there?
Yes.
He was,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. He did showcase, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now the question: how come he wasn't on the videos or YouTube or anything?
What do you mean?
Like, if you watch the DVD, Mike's not in there.
Really?
Yeah, but I thought he was in the category of
He was in battling.
battling.
Yeah.
Right?
He was talking about like his NMS and all that stuff.
Yeah. If you ever watch the DVD version, he's not in there.
Oh wow.
But on the VHS,
Why would he not be in the DVD?
But I think he's on the VHS one. Because I was there and I remember I was watching. You won't find it. Look, check this out. We try to look for it on YouTube. Is it? That's not it.
There you go.
Is this it? Right here?
Possibly. 12 years ago.
Let's see this one. Maybe. No, that's not it. That's Vestex. Yeah, see, he's not.
No, he for sure was there.
No, because look, you got P-Trix, Shortcut, Pervs. That's not it. He was there, right? He was there. I'm not tripping, right? He was part of.
No, he was 100% was there.
He was 100%
Yes,
there, right?
yes,
Because
yes.
I remember him going on,
Yeah.
and I remember him doing his thing, but
Yeah.
on video,
That's so weird.
it's not on the video.
Huh.
Yeah, so I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Unless you made the edit and you're just like,
No, I remember him because I remember putting the name.
right.
Yeah. Huh.
It's a mystery, dude.
Why would it not? Maybe no one's uploaded it.
No, it's not on the DVD. I have the DVD. I even try to like fast forward it, like look for Mike. Nothing.
Look at the chapter. Maybe
So
it's an Easter
the
egg.
reason I'm asking this question was because maybe I was tripping out because then Mike didn't show up, and so Craze had to battle himself. I thought it was like,
Oh no, he was there. Everyone was there. Yeah.
see, that's what I'm saying.
Weird. Huh.
Now that's gonna bother you now. You're gonna
Yeah.
actually look for it.
I gotta go. Man, I don't know where that stuff is.
Yeah. So, Anyways, so moving forward, you do ScratchCon.
Yep.
That's definitely a lot of learning experience, a good learning experience.
Yeah, definitely,
You
definitely.
know, running a big production show just like that. And then moving forward within 2000, 2001 till obviously till today. So you've been like just touring. You've been doing a lot of shows. Obviously, you said you work with the Blue Man, Far Side. There's like countless groups. If you go to Wikipedia, it's like endless. Like right here, as far as people you work with. I think there's one thing that I saw here that you did even films, huh?
Yeah, I've done a
Like
few things.
there's a handful here. Like Along Came Polly. What did you do on that one?
I was the DJ in the band. in
Oh,
that
were
one.
you?
Yeah.
Oh shoot! I think what was that new movie that just came out? Always Be My Maybe on Netflix. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
Kubert was in the background.
Yeah, Lyrics Born was in it.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. Yeah, so you done quite a few, or good handful. I mean, throughout your career so
It's been a
far.
long time.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, how is that, man? How do you keep yourself like grounded and motivated and and are you married?
Yep.
Ah,
I'm married.
congratulations.
Thank
How
you. I'm gonna be 10 years next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did that play a role as far as like kind of pick and choosing your gigs too?
No. I mean, she's just like do what you can, do what you want. It's not. That would suck if I had to change, like how I pick gigs and
Yeah.
and work because of my wife.
Hey,
No,
man.
she's super cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and Actually, I met her because she was in a music video I directed. So, yeah. So she can't complain about work because that's how we met.
Really?
Yeah.
What music video?
It's for Every Time. It was a song I did with Del the Funkee Homosapien.
Oh.
And so, yeah. So she was the Relm video. But we met, that was like in 2007 or 2008.
Really?
Yeah.
So you work with music videos, any films, like, independent or
No,
major?
mostly music video stuff, like short stuff. I do a lot of work with like, studios with like, cause I do these like, remixes where, I'll take parts of the movie and make a beat and then make.
So what's your role when you come to that? Are you like the video guy or just director?
Video guy.
Or video, what do you call it? Videographer?
It depends, like depending on what it is. Like sometimes I'm directing, sometimes I'm getting the footage. Like if I do like a thing for, a studio, if they have a film that they're promoting or whatever, they're like, oh, we want a remix of this. They have the footage. Obviously,
Right.
it's already made. So I'll get the assets and I'll make it into a thing.
But you don't. What I'm saying is that, like, say when you're directing a music video, you're just directing. You're not like holding the camera and.
Yeah. Rarely. Yeah.
You're not like
no.
Doing the video. All that stuff.
Yeah.
You're just pretty much directing the whole action and.
Yeah, exactly. Like somebody who's way better at that is doing that, and then someone's doing the lights, and
So when you get, like, say the music video when it's done, are you the one that's editing also? Are you the one that takes
sometimes, like most of the time, I like to because I can, and I'm just used to editing, and that's how I, when we're on set, like that's what I'm picturing is all these different edits and stuff. So it's kind of appropriate if I'm the one going in, so I don't have to like tell somebody, whatever. But it's nice to have somebody else.
So you do all that like CGI too. I mean, like,
I'm not an animator per se. Like I can do, I'm very like lightweight After Effects.
But you understand that though. Like
yeah. Like I'm not gonna like shoot something and say, okay, do this now. And they're like, that's fucking impossible. What are you talking about? Like
no, right.
Yeah. So that's like I think it's important to like kind of try different things, just so that like, if you work at a restaurant, like you should do all the jobs before you do, before you're the manager, because that way you know what to ask for, and also know if someone's like ripping you off.
Exactly.
They're like, well, it's going to take 2 weeks. Like, no, it's not. I can do it in 2 hours.
So, are you still doing that now, like heavily, or you're just now focused more on your shows and your personal edits?
It's a lot of both. Like it's gotten to the point where, most of what I do is, it's obviously multimedia because that's kind of like what I get called for.
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with like, music with visuals and kind of that cool way. And, when they want something, whether it's a live show or like a production, for, like a commercial thing or, yeah, it varies. It's cool because it's never just like one thing, which is, it's interesting, challenging.
It is, man.
Yeah.
If you guys never seen him do a show before, any kind of show, like, even now, it's a show. You perform.
Yeah.
It's not what you think it is. Like, just a DJ goes up and just plays a few songs and waits for the the main group to perform, and he steps off. No, like, when they give him the time to do a showcase, like, he is performing.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, that you just have to make the best use of your time, I think. Like because when I first started touring, I would get like, oh, you can open up for this band, but you get 20 minutes. It's like, okay, cool. What am I gonna do there? Like,
no, I mean,
you gotta pack it in with like.
Yeah, but there's
action.
a lot. Like, there's a lot of opportunity. Like, so when I go to, like, those powerhouse tour concerts, like, yeah, I mean that's their thing. Like, while they're transitioning for the next next act to show up, there's that that 10-minute slot.
Yeah.
Like sometimes those DJs don't take advantage of that.
That's a tough slot, man. Because part of it is like, yeah, you do have 10 minutes, but a lot of times you're like off to the side.
Well, it's fine,
and, but
the camera's still on you. You're still on. Like,
but that's the thing. Not a lot of people realize, like, because if you're in a big, arena or whatever, it's hard to you can get lost. So yeah, you're right though. You should always perform as if somebody's watching, because somebody always is watching. Whether it's like, even if it's like 100 people out of the 15,000. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
they're watching.
Even like when you're walking in the stadium, like, you know, for a show.
Yeah,
And they got,
yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
they got
yeah,
the
yeah.
DJ playing. They're just playing.
Yeah, that's
You know
kind
what I
of a
mean?
missed opportunity. And like, well, you know, like when you go to an event and you see that, it's like, oh, okay, I know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But if I walk into a place and the DJ or who or the band, it's just like into it, even if I'm the first one walking in, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, cool, this is a cool environment I just walked
Yeah, yeah,
into.
yeah.
Like, oh, this is like, you know, it's a show. Like, once the doors open, show starts.
The show starts.
Yeah.
Because you know what, like even when I went to Jay-Z, I mean, a couple years ago at Jay-Z, Justin Timberlake, they had a DJ. I think the first, like the whole time, I think when everyone's settling in, because they don't do opening acts for those big concerts.
Yeah,
you know?
like why would you?
Yeah, right. So it's just like straight, like we just walk in, you're just gonna wait, you know. And they had the DJ, and I think he was like on camera for like 30 minutes, dude, and he was just standing there, like, you know.
Oh man.
You know, I'm just saying. I would have. And when as we're waiting, dude, you're talking about stadium, so you're already in front of like thousands of people.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
I know. I feel you. Even it's hard because like when you're there in the moment, I guess some people just sort of like, it's like, well, the house isn't packed, so whatever. But not realizing that not packed house is like 10,000 people just kind of like spread out.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. It's like there's a handful of DJs that will perform in any circumstance when the show goes. Like when they say you're on, like you're just mentally and just so used to like being in a performance mode when right. So like obviously you for sure Dynamics. I don't know if you've ever seen Dynamics
that dude's
perform.
crazy.
So when
That guy performs on airplanes.
exactly. But in real life, like real shows, like when they say go, like I think that's in his natural habitat. Like the way he practices at home is the way, like, you know, it's like it goes, you know.
That's important too, to like practice those like just almost instant starts. Like, you know, like it's nice to have a few minutes to like warm up a little bit, but sometimes you don't have that.
You don't.
You just gotta like, hey, spotlight's on, boom, you got 5 minutes. Like, whoa, all right.
I don't. I'm not gonna lie. I get that. I still get shell shocked and shy too. At the same time, like when the spotlight's on me, like when I do these corporate events. Yeah, dude. Like sometimes I freeze up. I still get. You know, it's like. You know, it's like, what do I do? They just hired you. Just to mix.
Why do you?
Why is there spotlight on me?
Because they want to show. What are you doing?
So I'm just like, okay, you know what I mean? But I mean, you know, but there's times where I'm just like, okay, I get it. You know, it's like, so even if you just had to, you know, groove back and forth and, you know,
you
just
need
like,
to do something,
you know, and like point at someone, you know, just and then they kind of like vibe off you, you know. But what's crazy is when I do weddings and I MC, I don't get that. I like right when they say, all right, it's, you know, we're gonna start in 1 minute, boom, I get to like my MC mode and boom, I'm like a different person. You know, like, you know, I'm all energized and like, you know, pointing, how's everyone doing? Make some noise this side. How about you right there in the back? You know, but when it's DJing, oh, dude,
that's so weird. Yeah,
man, it's one of those like, you know, I you know, it's like, what? Is the camera still on me? So if there's a camera here, like, you know how sometimes they come up to you? Excuse me, what do you want me to do?
Are you done? Is this good?
So yeah, man, and I get it. Like they're not, you know, they just want to capture you, you know. So So I'm not gonna lie. There are times where I'm just like, you know, the song's playing here. So when the camera comes, I'm just like, you
get
like,
into it.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Did you get the shot?
Can I mix now?
Bye.
No, I feel you, man. And that's, you just got to roll with it. Like that's like, there's no unless you're DJing at the same place, you know, consistently. Right. There's really no consistency in what we do. You know, like for me, I don't. Everything is different. Every show is different.
Every show is different. You know, but what I'm trying to say is, you guys as performers are true professionals in your craft. You know what I mean? It's missed opportunity, like you said, when you know, when we go out sometimes and we see these DJs and a great opportunity, great stage, great, you know, like just in front of like thousands or even whatever amount of people, just, you know, the opportunity that they have. And it's like, come on, dude, like they gave you this gig.
It's a gift.
do something dope.
Especially like the opening act, like the support act is what they call it. The one that's right before the main act. That's the best slot. That's the fresh crowd. You probably have most of the people in the room. They're ready. They're just ready for something.
Yeah.
And you just I'm not
like,
saying it's easy, but like that's a really good slot.
So like, for example, so DJ Khaled, of course, right? Like I probably wouldn't put him in my top 10 as DJs, but he's a performer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you put him on top, if you put him in front of, he's just one of those, even let's just say like 10 years from ago, before who he is today, he's just naturally a performer. You put him in front of as an opening act DJ, he might not be mixing clean, whatever, but he's probably one of those DJs that goes, all right, like hyping up the crowd and be like, all right, what about this classic right here? Boom, boom, boom. Throw your hand, like Funk Master Flex in a way.
Yeah, another one like that. I saw Jermaine Dupri DJ. Holy shit!
Really?
Like everything he dropped got a reaction because he's also an MC. So it was like it was like a story he was telling throughout the night.
See,
like,
that's dope, man.
Crazy.
Because like I said, man, I want to get to that level where I'm comfortable DJing and on the mic at the same time. It's just weird right now. I just have like this aura where when I'm on the table, I can't get on the mic. But when I'm on the mic, I'm like on the mic.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to battle that right now. I'm trying to learn that aspect. So I think once I get that, I'll be good.
Yeah.
Hopefully not too long.
Be performing. You're wasting no time.
Wasting no time. So definitely now you're still touring. You're still definitely heavily into production. When we say production, are you like, is it just making your production for your show when you go out, or are we talking about like there's projects for like music, video?
Oh, it's both. Yeah, it's all.
Both.
Yeah, it's everything. And the thing with like, I guess I could bring people. I do. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of people that I collaborate with that I trust. It's really hard though to find people that you trust.
Yeah,
because it's all creative, and it's like if you don't connect with that person, then it's like, well, that's
right.
It's just not gonna be worthwhile. I think so. I'm lucky to I have a few people that I always go to.
Really?
When it comes to music, my boy Jesse Cale, I'm always going to him first. When it comes to like filming stuff, I just you have to collaborate. Like nobody can do anything by themselves.
Right.
I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You have to. So I know you're doing like big shows, events where, which is a blessing where, if they got to go check you out, they got to go buy a ticket. But is there a show coming up anytime soon, maybe in the future, where we could just catch you at a local spot where, where you could just be creatively free and do your thing without, or do you see yourself, because you do have a big fan base, but then you also have that fan base of like us, where,
right.
just talking with a few other DJs like, yeah, we probably, not you, but just in general, like, we're not big on concerts. We're not big on like, big stadium, shows or anything like that. We're like, we're the type of, guy that's like, oh, Mike's down the street.
Yeah.
He's performing at this spot. Let's go.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, Peetrix is down the street. Let's, let's go check him out this weekend.
Huh. I haven't really done too many of those.
Should, man.
Well, I would say I think more DJs should go to the bigger events to see.
I love that answer.
Also because just to go see something
production.
new. You know what I mean? Like that's inspiring. Like you can go to watch the Ice Capades and get some idea. The Ice Capades has nothing to do with what you're doing, but like just to see how how they lit a certain object or a skater or something, and might inspire a lighting cue for a wedding or something, or
Got it.
Or hearing how they dropped this song that is not, it's not hip hop or anything, but like, oh, that's a cool orchestral arrangement that what, that might work here. If you want, I like to just, to me, it's not, because I'm not like a club DJ, so it's not like I'm like, oh, what's the most lit thing I could possibly do at all times? I have the freedom to like do something else to kind of evoke a different emotion than like,
And it's cool because you're doing it through video also, visual.
Yeah. I want to I get a lot of laughs during my set. I get a lot of like, just like, just different vibes in the room.
Right.
Which I love doing that because it's more of a show.
Right. Exactly. That's the thing. You're performing.
Yeah.
So would you say that, just to wrap things up, is there any other? I'm sure there is, but because you're more, this is your realm. Is there other DJs kind of doing the same thing that you do that you kind of look out for and be like, oh, that's cool that he's doing this, and maybe you guys know each other or something like that. Is there other people?
There's only a few, so we all know each other. Like Eclectic Method, he does like video mixing and there's Eclectic Method, DJ Yoda, who I actually just met for the first time.
Really?
Yeah, and he's been doing it as long as I have.
heard of him, DJ Yoda. Yeah.
I literally met him like 3 weeks ago for the first time. We're like, oh my God, we're in the same room together. This is crazy. Because we'd only heard about each other, through just because we both do the same thing. It's like, I would hear, oh yeah, this guy is basically like doing what you're doing in the UK. And then he would hear, oh, this is this guy doing what you're doing in America. But we never met until
that is so
year.
dope. That is so dope.
It's funny.
Yeah, man. So, but anyways, one more question.
Okay.
One more question.
Yeah, all day.
No, because I know we've been talking like forever, but how did you get your style? Like, the whole suit, with the tie. I mean, I know you had that for a while. I thought that was just like maybe a phase, but you kept it,
You're like, wow, I'm still doing it.
No, but you know what? That's Mike Relm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's part of your performance. That's part of, who you are, which is great. How'd you come across that?
I was always a big, Quentin Tarantino fan, and like if you watch like Reservoir Dogs, they're like robbing a bank in suits. I'm like, that looks so cool. It's like they're it's like a superhero costume for them. Like you would think they would wear something a little more comfortable because they're running around and stuff, but like no, they're just wearing suits and they just look dope. So when I first started doing shows, I didn't want to I never wanted to look like the audience.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right,
like it's like if I'm on stage, I should be doing something special for them, because if I'm getting dressed up, maybe they'll appreciate that because I'm putting a little extra effort, and to me it was like, well, if I'm gonna wear one thing, I'm gonna wear the thing that I'll probably look the best in, that won't go out of style. You know what I mean? Like you can always wear a suit,
right?
Like certain like hoodies may not be in style or whatever, or a t-shirt or something. Nothing against people who wear hoodies and t-shirts on stage, but that was what I thought. You know what I mean? And it made it a lot easier to like do a tour, because it's like, oh, I don't have to worry about like what I'm going to wear, day to day. It's just wear that suit.
That's dope. How many years has it been since?
I think I started wearing it in like 2004, maybe.
So it's the same suit since 2004?
No. That'd be disgusting.
Same exact white,
all these hot, sweaty venues. Like, yep, same one.
So you have I'm sure like in your closet, you got a section where it's like,
I've got a few. Yeah.
It's like Men in Black.
Yeah. I got a good rotation.
That's dope. That's dope, man. So, man, I think that inspires me too, as a, when I do weddings, I try to, dress up all times, but then try to be different. So I do ask, like, sometimes there are times though, I don't ask like the groom, like, oh, what's your colors? And they wear usually it's burgundy, black, or that blue. And I have a burgundy and a blue. And there's one time where I nailed it. Like, I didn't ask. I nailed it. I looked like part of the entourage, the whole bridal party. Like the shoes, brown shoes, black pants, black shirt with the blue blazer.
That's funny.
Dude, I look like part of the whole thing, But usually I try to be different so I could stand out as an MC. And I get what you're saying. You don't want to look, it's kind of hard when you're wedding because everyone's dressed up.
Sure.
But I guess, there's times where you got to just wear that glitter, shiny blazer. Yeah.
If it's appropriate. I've never gone shiny glitter, but
but a lot of MCs do that too. They just just to stand out and make a difference. It does make a difference. And to you, you keeping in that style, keeping that fresh look, does bring out now with your fan base. I mean, with me knowing who you are, but with your fan base that doesn't know who Mike Relm was before, that's a really great way, making yourself as a performer,
Yeah. It helps me too, just like because you have your your costume or whatever, and it feels all right, cool. Then we're doing a show. Like if I wear a suit for anything else, I'm like, oh, this feels weird because I'm not going to be on stage. Like,
I think a lot of successful performers, artists are always they have that look. You know what I mean? So you got it. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson got it. Prince got it. Yeah, I'm putting you in that category, bro. Cuber has it. He does. You don't really think about it. He does. He has his own.
He has a hat and the.
So some DJs has their look. Kid Koala, I don't know. Every time I see him, he's unique in some way.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Dude, Kid Koala can do whatever he wants.
Exactly. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, I don't know if I'll rock that, but that's you,
dude.
Yeah, that guy's in a different level too, man.
Oh yeah.
Like as far as
whole other league.
As far as creativity, music, in that. It said here you worked with Money Mark before.
Oh yeah.
How is working with him? Just I wouldn't just
just genius. Like just the way watching how he conducted himself, on tour. Not like manners wise, but just like how he sort of, directed the band and like just got what he needed was like, I mean, totally eye opening to me because I'd never really I'd done stuff with like bands and stuff before, but this was the first I'd gone like internationally on tours and stuff with them, and it was just like, whoa, like another one. Like I'm another person who's just like naturally, like he just kind of has this like natural genius about him, and it's like, wow, okay, cool. That he doesn't walk around like I'm,
Yeah. He's one of those guys where I'm always curious, like, so what's his major role with the Beastie Boys, right? Mm-hmm. So he was the
keyboards, like he did a lot. Like he actually watching, that documentary that came out. Did you watch that? It's like a 15-minute documentary on it's on YouTube, but I think Amazon made it. Is it Amazon? Yeah, Amazon Music, I think.
It's about who?
Beastie Boys.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta go.
You should watch it. You love it.
Okay.
Yeah. You just get the feeling that it was nobody really had. It wasn't like you're the MC, because everyone did everything.
Yeah.
So, just I wish it was a longer documentary.
He looks like that guy that they say his name a lot, but you don't know what he really does. So it's like I mean, for the normal person,
But they say keyboard money, Mark. Like
Right? No, I mean, yeah, but it seems like he does more than just.
Totally. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then, people use him a lot. Like obviously Keyboard and them.
Mm-hmm.
Dan at Automator.
Yep.
He has his own solo project.
But if you listen to Mark's keyboard repair or any of his solo stuff, then it's like, holy shit! Like you hear more of their stuff. It's like, do you know what I'm saying? Like you can hear. Once you have that frame of reference, it's like, oh, I see what he did. You know what I mean? With the other projects.
I did try. There's one, I don't know what album it was, but it was so experimental. Mm-hmm. It was so crazy.
Yeah.
I think I even bought the CD.
Yeah.
I couldn't even finish it.
Definitely Mark's keyboard
it was just
repair
just so beyond
it's genius.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you had to be like, someone had to tell you something about it before you got to listen to it. So you kind of have an idea. If you just play it, you're just like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And then I saw him live at the All-Star Beatdown, and he did a show. I mean, they gave him a little like 15-minute, 20-minute set, and then he brought like all the toys. I think it's on YouTube, but he brought all like Fisher Price toys.
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
keyboard, turntable, like all these things, and he just he had the looper, and he was just crazy,
Like
dude.
the distortion.
Oh, the yeah, dude. So this guy was just crazy, dude. Like crazy, good, crazy. Like yeah, man. So when you work with him, I mean, do you just surround yourself with all these amazing people, man?
I would say I'm pretty lucky for that. Just in terms of like my career, like I'm just like, wow, I appreciate it because I know it's not normal, and I'm
It's not, man.
yeah, I definitely don't take it for granted.
Yeah. I mean, you get to share the stories too, like like with Swift.
Yep.
There's a lot of people that don't know the process. What he went through as far as like creating his sets. How he was behind closed doors. Money Mark. Far Side. I mean, Blue Man Group. So you got to see a lot of, I mean, just behind the scene stuff. So you're absorbing all this stuff.
Yeah, and that's where you learn the most. I mean, yeah, of course, it helps to see the finished product, but like to see even if you're in the band and it's like, okay, we're gonna go on stage, guys. Who has a set list? All right, cool. And just like, oh wait, let's put this here because this song does this, and like this crowd we're in Japan today, so they like this one. But it's like, oh my god, like
really?
No, yeah. That's the most fun I've had. Just like right before the show is like, everyone's, it's like it's game time, man. You gotta get ready.
Man, that's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
So would you say, obviously, I know this is like a harsh question, but man, like you obviously don't see yourself slowing down anytime soon, huh?
No, hopefully not. I mean,
yeah, this is. I mean, what you're doing is like pure, like talent, man, and
thanks.
It's definitely inspiring for a lot of people. So I'm sure you went through hard times, but to get where you're at, I know we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
But we gotta definitely wrap things up. But wherever however you got to where you at was pure hard work, 100%.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, continues to be. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, for sure, you're not content and just sit back, relax, like, oh, I got everything. I don't need to do.
Yeah. That's the catch to all of this is like you can't really like kick back. You know what I mean? Like you'll have your moments, but
right.
I don't think I've ever had like a full year where I was like, yep, I'm good.
I'm the shit. I don't need to do anything.
Yeah. Just got to keep going. But I think that that drive is where the happiness comes from, really, because it's like you just keep doing these like cool things that like,
But as long as you're creative and you're surrounding yourself with creative people, you're going to keep going.
Yeah.
Those people that are just not working with anyone, like you said, you just become stuck in your own bubble and there's really no energy to create more or, you go out or outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
You just critique your own thing and you're thinking, oh, it's good enough. All right.
Yeah.
That's good for the show.
Yeah. You hate to see that.
And then you go to the show, you're like, oh, how come it didn't work? Well, you didn't ask anyone.
Yeah. And you didn't prepare.
Yeah, definitely got to check you out soon, man. On your next show for sure.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, I think the last time I seen him was just years ago. And it's funny. I think, I think I was telling you, my friend said, "Do you know that guy?" Yeah, I know who he is, but now I know him. So no, I really appreciate you coming through, taking the time, driving down here. Would love to see you. We're gonna end our season 1 probably next week. We got Petrix coming in.
Nice.
But season 2, if we could fit you back in, kind of like talk more about the production side.
Mm-hmm.
Getting into details as far as like I think there's gonna be there's a part where I wanted to get more into as far as how you got to where you're at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the process of like the videos and how could it help a DJ if they get into videos, if they
totally.
decide to do that. The business side, like you said, like I thought you were just straight up like with a manager, agency, you had a big team behind you. And you just told me that you're kind of more independent doing it your way, which is more money in your end.
Yeah.
So that's hard. There's a lot of people think that they need a manager. They need to sign up with an agent.
Yeah.
They need, a flashy car, so when they drive up to the parking lot, you know what I mean? Like there's just all this.
I guess it kind of depends on what you're trying to do though. If you're, I don't know. Like there are situations where you probably could use an agent.
But you know what? That's a good question you asked. But here's the thing. I think for me with DJing, it's so open right now where there's not a lot of guidance as far as guidance, meaning like telling DJs going, hey, you could do this with your background of DJing.
Yeah.
You could do also this with your background of DJing. I think because with the whole controller, the whole spike of you could be a DJ in a year or less, they think Vegas or Hollywood is like the top of the cream of the crop. They don't see like you said, like, oh, I was 99 champ, I'm the champ of the ITF 99. Oh, I can see myself do something better. I think a lot of DJs right now are going, oh, I made it to Hollywood. I made it.
Oh, so they're not looking past.
Yeah, they're just looking at it like that,
Yeah.
I made it I got a residency in Vegas. I made it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Yeah, you can't really like say you made it, even if you kind of did make it in your mind.
But that's where it leads to, what if you lose that residency?
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
Right? Then
that's tough. That's tough to lose anything. You know
and
what
I
mean?
think that's what I'm saying. Like the story of what you have, I think, if you're willing to share, how you use DJing to get where you're at, today to, I guess, nobody wants to talk about money, but let's just put it this way. If you could share a little light to say, hey, after battling, this is where I went and it got me this, it got me a house, it got me a car, got me a good, got me food on the table. I think, you're giving information to DJs that, there is more to just DJing at a club.
Yeah. I mean, because I was thinking about I don't think I've really DJed that many clubs.
Right. That's what
now
I'm
that
saying.
Of course the venues are clubs, but like I'm talking about as a club DJ, like I definitely didn't do that in the Serato era. Like I think the last time I was really like trying to actively be a club DJ was like in the late 90s maybe. But after that, I kind of figured out that's not what I wanted to do. So I never really pursued it.
And I think there's a lot of DJs out there stuck that goes, I did the Hollywood, I did the clubs, I did the bars. What's next for me? And they just go, you know what? I'm just going to get a 9 to 5.
Yeah. And that's totally cool.
Which is fine.
That's totally cool.
But but what I'm saying is that there's really no sources out there, not even like in DJ schools that you go to, that tells you like, you could take this craft and
there's no job placement there.
I guess you could say that, right? Like,
that's tough though, because we're all freelance.
Exactly.
Like that's so tough. That's
So for example, like the wedding industry, right? So which I'm at, right? Obviously it's not for everyone, but I don't mind sharing. Like if someone says, do you do it full time? I do it full time. Oh man, that's cool. You got a brand new car. Oh, you got a you live on your own. You got your own store, and I'm just blessed that I'm able to afford it through. I would say through DJing, and I don't have any other source of income besides But it fell. What I'm saying is, I went to that club scene, went to the bar scene. And then I just found my niche, it's like, what? I'm going to focus on the wedding, corporate, wedding and corporate. That's it. I'm not going to focus really on, anything else.
Yeah.
And I just feel like there's a lot of DJs out there, when they hit a certain age and then, or to get burnt out on a certain thing.
That's tough.
And they just, say, that's it. I'm hanging up,
And that's why I think it's important to like, just be honest with yourself about what you want out of DJing, because if you're doing one thing just because you think that that's what you should be doing, or that's what your friends are doing, or that you just have nothing else to do, like take a step back and like remember, like what did you start doing this for? Like if you started to because you wanted to do clubs, go for it. If you find out later, like me, that's not what you want to do, then this is not a requirement.
Right.
No one's forcing you to do any of this.
Yeah.
This is the reason we got into this, was so that we can do what we want, And I know stuff there's easy for me to say, right? Because, hindsight's 2020, but that's the one thing that I think needs to be. You need to check in with yourself every so often. Even me throughout these, all these years, like every once in a while, just kind of like, hey, do I still love this? Yeah. Okay. Keep going.
Keep on.
If not, then there's been many different phases of my career that I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do that. No, I'll back off this and focus more on this. No, I'm back to this and that,
Right. But I think it's more reassuring to hear it from someone like you.
I see.
That's
Yeah,
been
I see,
there.
I see what you're
You get
saying.
what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Versus someone that's like not a DJ or just, that's, I'm like, oh yeah, you could do it.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
the fuck, you're not even in a DJ scene.
Yeah. You have no idea what this means.
Yeah, exactly. So to hear it from you, next
Yeah.
time I have you in here, we'll talk about that, and I'm sure we'll definitely reach out and touch DJs that's starting, or DJs that's been DJing for years and years.
Yeah.
Might
Sometimes you need
spark them again and say, hey, like let me just pick up my dust off the turntables, bring it back a little bit here and there. But yeah, man, like I said, you're one of those DJs that's very inspiring as far as where you came from and where you're at, and continuing to show your talent and progressing. Yeah, man, I'm just truly blessed that you're here too. So
Man, thanks for having me.
yeah, no problem, man. But yeah, before we let you out, any other projects that we didn't mention that's coming out that we need to keep a lookout for?
No, I mean, if you just follow me on social media, I don't post that much.
That's
I'm
cool.
Not really, but like when I do have something, I post that.
Perfect. So we'll add your Instagram, your Facebook, your social medias on the bottom on our YouTube channel.
Okay, cool.
So they can follow you, add you. So if you have a YouTube channel as well,
Yep.
we'll put you on the bottom.
Perfect.
They'll subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe on us. So yeah, man. DJ Mike Relm in the house. Thank you again for coming. Thank you for blessing us.
Right on. My pleasure.
No, anytime, man. So we're gonna get you back in here, hopefully in season 2.
Cool.
Cool, man. Thank you.
I'm there.
You got it. Thank you.